That is not going to land in. So it is Jarry who gets his eighth top 10 win.
Yeah, 8-11
Yeah.
against the top 10, sixth ATP final. And it's going to be a pretty nice shot for him. I mean, Diaz Acosta, 3-0 in the head-to-head. Generally, maybe you would expect a tougher opponent in the final.
For Alcaraz, no need to panic yet. There's still Rio. Uh, but yeah, he'll definitely be disappointed with the result.
Shifting around on his toss, says Ghosty. I didn't really notice that, but it can be controversial a little bit of the time. Sometimes if your movement when someone is preparing to serve is like a little too much. There was definitely some about like twisting your racket. Sometimes it is a heated debate, but well, I didn't see Jari. I think with squeaking shoes right on hard courts, it's often a controversy as well.
Yeah.
But well, clearly it's in this case he never said anything. Do you all have unforced errors for this? I don't think so. I mean, the stats in Buenos Aires honestly are a little crappy. Like they don't really show that much to you.
We don't get the winners on forced errors for 250s.
Yeah. So I don't know if there's any extra site that does it, but well, maybe on the match charting project of Tennis Abstract, right? But that's
Mm.
gonna be not for a while. But yeah, all in all, what a performance as well from Jari. Even if especially maybe if we forget about that first set tiebreak, which was quite horrible. But otherwise, definitely showed that again that there is more. There is more to his game than that big serve, and that he basically can beat anyone on the planet, including Carlos Alcaraz, whom he pushed twice last year but actually couldn't defeat. Yeah, Vansh, what else do we have to say?
Yeah, I mean, we both said like when we looked at the draws for these tournaments that Jari was a
Mhm.
name that came up that could be his biggest threat to winning one of these two titles, and yeah, you can see why. I mean, also he showed off some really good speed and defense, in some big moments. And then in the last game, when he was under pressure and he was down break points, he came up with some pretty big shots, like the composure to put away the smash. After Alcaraz went for the lob the second time, and then also on the other on the other break point, yeah, he just kept going after it, and then also to get the break back at the start of the second set. So yeah, he was the better player. Of course, Alcaraz
Absolutely.
will be regretting the kind of slow start that he had in the first set tiebreak, the double fault, and then also the not making enough first serves that really cost him the first set tiebreak. Because up
Yeah.
until then, there were no break points for either player, so it was really all about that first set tiebreak. And um, yeah,
The lesser Serundolo, by the way, beat Darderi 6-6-2. Okay.
in
Okay.
Rio
Yeah.
qualies,
Yeah.
yeah. Hopefully, Darderi is not one of those you know players who wins Cordoba and then kind of like that's his main highlight.
And we don't have to look far for that player, one of them at least, because he was literally playing him today.
Yes,
Juan Manuel Cerundolo, we're
I
looking
knew
at
to
you.
say.
Juan Ignacio Londero is the other example.
Yeah.
But yeah, guys, everyone is saying goodbye, so I guess we should also say goodbye because clearly they don't want to listen to us anymore. Of course, we are gonna close shop anyway. But yeah, Lesser Serundolo. I say that maybe not about Serundolos, but I've said that before about Goyovchik and Goyo, for example. So it's not like Ghosty invented it. However, Oh, actually, so it's Jane who started talking about that, I suppose. I've heard this before. I don't know if Serundo lost, but definitely with Sfidas, I've used this. The lesser
Pliskova
Sfida.
sisters. Yeah.
Pliskova, oh yeah, Pliskova, yeah, yeah. And definitely, I was using it all the time with Gojovchik and Goyo, even though they're not related. And I remember when Goyo actually started being better than Gojovchik, so like pretty much 2022 late or early 2023. I remember sort of us posing a question when it comes to who is actually the lesser Goyo right now, and yeah, Imer as well. Although they're also right now, you could kind of argue who's the lesser Imer. But anyway, yeah, nothing else left to say, I suppose. Tomorrow, Nicolas Jarry, Facundo Diaz Acosta. John probably won't be too happy about this result here, I think, because he's been
No.
a little like down on Buenos Aires as a whole. Not in terms of the event and how it's run, but just in terms of the actual draw quality and how the draw was kind of falling apart for Carlos to pick up the pieces. He didn't. As you said, that was always going to be a problem round. If it's Jari, if it's Echeverry, probably doesn't matter all that much, although Jari is definitely the bigger threat to Alcaraz as stylistically. And yeah, I think Carlos was not really thinking straight when he said that he wanted to play Jari.
Yeah, that was surprising to me because yeah, stylistically you'd think Echeverry would be better for him. He'd just have more time. He'd be able to create and just not react as much. And yeah, I mean,
Reacting is okay for you when you're playing on instinct and everything, but when you're actually, well, it's also dangerous because you don't really have control over the match for the most part. Yes, Ghosty, there absolutely is a lesser Fruhvirtova. There is for sure a lesser Andreeva, and I think there is a lesser Fruhvirtova as well. And it's not the Fruhvirtova who is sort of yet to win a WTA title. It's actually the Fruhvirtova who won the WTA title. Yeah.
for the most
Anything
part,
else?
Alcaraz's
Not
first
really.
serve was pretty good in this match. It's just so happened
Mhm.
in the game that he got broken and in the tiebreak that he missed too
Yeah,
many of them.
he didn't get anything out of his serve in the tiebreak. Really, like
Mm-mm.
nothing, absolutely nothing. Um, but yeah, basically that was it. Keep tuning into the content from Buenos Aires that John is providing. Keep tuning into the content from Delray Beach that Miles is providing. And by the way, what's going on in Delray Beach? Are they just playing
Uh,
the second semi, like just
they're
starting right
playing it
now?
at no, they're playing it in a couple of hours. It's supposed to be
Oh, in 2 more hours. That's BS again. Like, why do the tournaments do that?
just to get
If
another session of
uh
tickets.
yeah, but it's just unfair. It's completely unfair to the players. Um, if there are two semifinals and if there's one final, both day after they should definitely be playing the semis right away. Honestly, the most fair would be if they played the semifinals on two different courts. But well,
Yeah, but that's never
outside
happened.
of the ITF tour, it never really happens. And of course, we also want people to watch. We're
Yeah, that
not
won't be
just
fun
about the
for.
fairness. We're not just about the fairness.
Yeah,
Sometimes a little unfair is fine, but separating the finals by 5 hours, I think that's simply pointless. Buenos Aires did not do the same mistake. Did not make the same mistake. Anyway, yeah,
unless they make the
Mhm.
final later, unless they make it only at night.
Yeah, I mean, maybe then it can be a thing. But even then, at the Australian Open, we had that situation with Zheng and Yastremska, right? When one had 33 hours and one had 24 hours of rest. Like, it is a big deal. 9 hours out of 33 or out of 24, depending how you look. I guess we should look at it as 9 hours out of 24. So basically about uh, 3 out of 8, right? 38% more rest. Anyway, yeah, thank you guys for today. Thank you, Vansh, as well. And as I said, keep tuning into the talking tennis content. Keep talking tennis. And we are only 7 subscribers away from 5,700. So hopefully we'll get there in the next couple of days. Um, See ya.
Yep. So yeah.